In this homework, we're going to look at how you add and edit tables in PowerPoint. Now, all this is going to be very similar to what you did when you added and edited tables in Word. There's a few subtle differences. Just like Word, you're going to go to the Insert, and you're going to have a Tables button. There are several ways to insert the table. You can click the Tables button, and just like in Word, you can tell it how many columns and how many rows you want, and create a table that way. You can go into Insert, and you can insert the table and just type in how many rows and how many columns you want. You can also go in and draw tables, so that's probably your hardest. Another way, if you'll notice, when you have a new slide or you have a section where you haven't added anything, you have choices of what you can insert in here. You can click on the one that says Insert Table, and it'll bring up the same thing as if you went to Insert and clicked Insert Table, and you can tell it how much you want. Once you have created a table, you'll notice that when you're in the table, at the top of your tabs, Table Tools appears, and it gives you two more tabs, Design and Layout. These are very similar to the ones that you had in Word. You have your table styles that you can use to change. You have shading. Remember, each one of these little boxes is called cells. You have your border tools that will add. You have your border tools that let you add borders or do custom borders. You have effects. You can change the way your cells look. So you still have these tools. You still have quick styles, which would allow you to take a word and change it. You still can change the width. You can erase lines. So you can erase lines. So you have all your design tools that you should be familiar with. You also have your layout. You can view the grid lines or not. You can delete. You can insert. You can merge. You can insert or you can merge. Okay, so now we're back to a basic table. If you remember, when you get to the point, if you want to make a cell fit the contents, you go up to the line where you want it, and when you see the double arrow, one pointing in each direction, you double click there, it'll automatically expand. Now there's one thing you are missing on the layout. The one thing you are missing on your layout tab is your data group. If you remember in Word, you could sort and you could do formulas. You can't do that when you add just a plain table in PowerPoint. There's another way to do that, and we will cover that in the next homework. If you look at the table I created, you'll notice I'm missing something. If I were putting in your core classes, I'm missing social studies. So let's add a row and add social studies. We can do it by making sure we're in the table, click, and we can insert a row below. So let's say we are missing social studies. Now let's say we wanted to change the order these appear. I want to put them in alphabetical order. The easiest way, if you are changing things around in a table in PowerPoint, to change them around is to add another row. So we're going to go into Science. We're going to insert a row above. Since I want to do this in alphabetical order, we'll want to move Language Arts. You will highlight it, then with the mouse, then you'll click, and you notice it's got a tiny little box that appears with it. Drag it to where you want it to go, and it'll go there. Social Studies should be at the bottom, so we're going to move it down. Science comes underneath. So again, I'm highlighting what I want to move, and I'm just dragging it to the empty row. Now if you notice, I have a row left. Easiest way to get rid of that row is to then delete that row. That's going to be your easiest way to organize the tables if you want to change things around. Remember, you can always click wherever you want to insert a row or column and insert to the above or below, left or right. You have the height adjustment. You have all the tools in here pretty much that you had before. This should be fairly familiar to you. Remember, the main difference is when you're working with the tables in PowerPoint is you don't have that data group which you have in Word, so you're going to have to do everything manually. If I wanted to know my language arts average, I would have to add and divide these and then type the number in. If I was doing the same table in Word, I could just tell it the formula and it would do the formula. This homework is going to be due this Friday, and your next topic is going to be adding tables to PowerPoint using Excel.